What's going on, peoples? Sorry, I'm gonna change glasses real quick so there's no glare. Alright, guys. Well, less glare. Long time no see. I know, it's been a long time since I've last streamed. I haven't even really looked. A lot of things have changed in my life, ever since, the raid group. I was basically, but I'm not gonna go over that. I already went over that in another video, and yeah. Anyway, that doesn't matter right now. What matters is what's gonna happen to this stream, and the stream will still go on. Believe it or not, I'm not gonna stop. I did stop for a while because in my life right now, I'm trying to get a lot of things back together, and it just takes a lot of work, and the times that I'm working too as well, and it's just not working. So obviously there hasn't been a lot to say about Final Fantasy XIV other than 4.2 eventually coming out, and well, that's pretty much it. And I haven't really got on to cap every day. I mean, I do have my jobs pretty geared pretty decently. I think the lowest item level I have is 330, it looks like. So, but I just got tired of farming tomes and doing dungeons and Ravenaster, and it just got repetitive. So I kind of been more focused on other games, and it's weird because I usually don't like. I play 14 mainly, and not too many other games. Like I've been playing a little bit of Smite, but nothing like seriously. I just play for fun to kill time, basically. I play another game on my phone called Magic: The Gathering Puzzle Quest. I played that for 2 years though, and didn't even have to spend any money hardly. I spent like 15 bucks out of the 2 years. One was 5 and the other one was 10, just because it was like a great deal for what they had. And I wanted to support them at least a little bit. I mean, I did play their game for 2 years, so I could throw some money. But it's a free game and it's pretty fun. It incorporates cards with gem matching, and it's deck building. It's pretty fun. But anyway, I don't really play that like seriously. I just play it for fun when I like if I'm out somewhere or if I'm at home or watching TV, and I just kind of like play a little bit while listening to the TV or something like that. But yeah, I've been playing a little bit of Smite, a little bit of that, and I've been playing Monster Hunter World Beta. I played every single one of them, and I used to be a huge Monster Hunter 3 fan. I played that forever. I even have the first and second Monster Hunter. I used to play the third one on the Wii a long time ago, and it was awesome. And the girlfriend at the time, yeah, we both played it, and we had tons of friends and would play it all the time. It was great. But I've been playing Monster Hunter World, and I love the beta, and I already pre-order it, and in fact, it comes out at midnight tonight, exactly. So I am definitely going to be playing that. Another game that I've been really interested in, let me go backstep a little bit. I've always been really interested in fighting games ever since I was little. Since Street Fighter 2, I've been playing those. I played a little bit of Mortal Kombat, but I never really got huge into it. I'm mostly like Street Fighter, and then all the Verse series from Marvel Heroes, Marvel versus Street Fighter, and X-Men vs Street Fighter. Used to be like huge into X-Men vs Street Fighter. I used to go to the arcade for the quarter and just play all day. That's when arcades were actually, people went to play with each other. That shit don't happen anymore. But anyway, that's for another time. So I used to play all the Versus series, Marvel's Capcom 2, Marvel's Capcom 3, and I used to play them competitively, all the games. Well, mostly those, and X-Men. And I even played Capcom vs SNK 2 a little bit as well. I think I only did like one tournament for it though. I thought it was okay, but it wasn't like my kind of style game. But it's still a good game. Kind of broken after, you know, found out all those all that kind of tech. Excuse me. But anyway, what I was leading to was the other game that I've been interested in, and that's Dragon Ball FighterZ. And you're probably wondering, well, I talked about the other Marvel games. Why didn't I say anything about Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite? Well, I would go show you right now. And but I actually bought the game. I looked at it, like, you know, videos and stuff, and I think Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite has good mechanics. And that's it. Stuff is a little bit broken, somewhat, but the graphics, the sound, the voicing, it just sounds so bad. It just looks so bad. It just doesn't feel right. Feel like a Marvel vs. Capcom game. And in fact, I would show you. It's just in the kitchen, but I don't want to leave the stream right now. But basically, I had bought the game because I was talking to a buddy that I used to play fighting games with all the time, and we were talking about it, and I was like, well, if he's gonna play it, I'll buy it. So I bought it, and I still have it in the plastic case. I haven't even opened it and played it. That tells you something. Yeah. So, not gonna be playing that game. I think it's kind of ass, really. I think it just. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, the mechanics are great. I think they did a good job on how the game plays, but it just doesn't appeal to me. It doesn't appeal to my eye. It didn't really draw me in as much. Dragon Ball FighterZ. That game looks crazy awesome. It sounds, looks, even plays really well. Granted, I think the mechanics could use a little bit of work. Some of the comboing on how it kind of works kind of seems a little similar on some characters. A lot of the characters, I should say. But I think once people figure stuff out, how to use assists to extend your combos, extend your air combos, or extend anything, or how to maybe even DHC super into another one to extend your combo even. Like, because Piccolo's level 3 where he shoots like multiple balls out, whatever, and you DHC to somebody else, and their super, after the super ends, the balls are still hitting them, and you can just continue juggling them or something right after super ends. But anyway, just like stuff like that. I think eventually people are gonna figure stuff out, make combos longer. But I think they don't want them to be too long because they don't want it like infinite. And I don't want infinites in game. I think infinites in games are just stupid. Yeah, you probably don't know, well, you played X-Men vs. Street Fighter, right? Well, yeah. I knew how to do the infinites. I never did them longer than like maybe 3 reps because I just liked resetting people better. But I mean, it didn't stop anybody else from doing it on me though. Especially if I knew that person was gonna do it on me, I definitely would try to like. I try not to do it, but I'll do it on them because I don't want them to do it to me. But yeah, like that's what kind of killed it for me in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Once they had went to Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, it changed. They nerfed and changed a lot of characters, and you know, especially Dante. He used to be like awesome in the original Marvel, and then in Ultimate they neutered him. they kept him with 1 ball at least, but he lost his other one when in Ultimate. Yeah. So though I hear he's really freaking awesome in Infinite though. and they even had to nerf him, and he's still really good. But yeah. So basically, I wanted to make a stream today because I haven't made a stream in a while, but I wanted to let everybody know what's going to be happening to this stream. So I'm going to have to say that I'm going to be moving over to Monster Hunter World, and I will be streaming it, don't worry. And I might even stream Dragon Ball Fighter Z a little bit too. It'll be from my PlayStation, obviously. Maybe I'll do it where I do it on the PC and have all this set up, whatever. It doesn't really matter to me. But yeah, that's what's gonna happen. Now you're probably wondering, well, what about Final Fantasy XIV? Well, like I said, really nothing is happening. Yes, I know 4.2 is about to drop. I don't even know. I haven't really, been keeping up with anything. I just haven't. Like I said, my interest has not been too focused on this game. And I don't want to say goodbye to it, but it might happen anyway. I'll say $12 basically every month. Because why pay for a subscription if you're not even playing? Granted, it would be nice just to keep the subscription, just even help the Square Enix, but that's just like, no. Don't get me wrong, I think they make a great game and they do a lot of work and I appreciate everything they do. But, you gotta look out for yourself, And that might be the case, what happens with 14 and me. Who knows, maybe I'll just take a small break and I come back. And I might look for a team. In fact, Dayu, as you've seen her in my stream or mentioned her about her streams, she's actually asked me and talked to me about if I had looked for a group, and I really haven't. People looking for ninjas. Heck, I'll switch to anything, but I would definitely do ninja, and I didn't like summoner at first, but with all the changes that they had done to it and the way it plays, I've been playing it a lot, and I really like summoner, and I would actually even main summoner now because it's pretty freaking awesome. That job does so much damage, and it's pretty easy to play. It's really not that hard once you get the rotation down. Zeno, his summoner in his group, I remember just looking at the DPS ACT and seeing his numbers always so high and stuff like that. So I was like, if I'm gonna learn anything about summoner, I want to learn it from him because he's doing a massive amount of damage. You thought samurais did a lot of damage? Summoners do just as much, or if not more. And they have utility. And a lot of mobility. Because of Ruin too, and everything. And when you're in Dreadworm trance, you can spam Ruin 3s, So, yeah, I mean, that's where I learned. He sent me a link to the opener, priority system, and just some tips and hints here and there. If anybody ever wants them too, just send me hit me up with a message or whatever. I can send you the link or whatever. It's no big deal. But yeah, that's basically what's gonna happen. Monster Hunter opens up in 2.5 hours ish, and I'm really, really, really excited to play it again. Like I said, I played all the betas, the first, second, third. There was only three or four, whatever the last one was. Though I didn't really get to play much because I was at work a lot, and when I get home, I could only play for a little tiny bit, and it was just it was a pretty hectic week. So I didn't get to play a lot in the last beta, but I did get to play a little bit, not much though. But it was pretty much the same. They only had added Nirigante, or however you say that monster's name. And yeah, he kicked my butt. Yeah, pretty bad. But like I said, I didn't get to play him much, so I didn't get to learn all his patterns, how he attacks and stuff like that. But he hits really hard and really fast. But yeah, that's what's gonna happen. So I can't say that for sure that 14 will be gone forever, but I want to say that it's gonna be gone for a little bit at least. It's gonna be taking a break. I'm gonna be taking a break from it. And it sucks too because I've played this game for over 5 years. Granted, there was a 1.5 year break in there when our first team had broken up and everybody went their own way, and then, you know, I had some misfortunes happen to me, and then I was getting back on my feet, and then my old raid team, they were like, "Hey, we're getting back together. We would like you to come back." At the time, I really couldn't do it, but they were like, "Don't worry about it, sent to expansion." Like, all right. Well, I got really hyped, and at Stormblood, and I was like, "Oh man, this is gonna be awesome." And even moved over back to Fairy from Gilgamesh to just be there too, physically, the same server. And it's actually, the server actually started on Fairy, but then everybody in our group, we had moved to Gilgamesh because everybody wanted to move to Gilgamesh. It was just more populated, and that's one thing I did miss about Gilgamesh, because it was really populated. It had nothing to do with the fact that, yeah, a lot of the big raider teams were there and stuff like that. That had nothing to do with me. I just liked it that it was populated. There's always people there doing stuff. Now that they have more cross-world things, you really don't have to be on a certain server, though. Except for, like, if you did hunts, maybe, I guess, But other than that, or was it treasure hunts and stuff like that. Yeah. But I might come back, and I'll maybe even look for a group. Heck, let's see if there's anybody looking for people right now. Let's look at that. How about that? I'll even look. Just to do mouse, because it's gonna be a pain in the butt. Okay. I don't know where anybody will post this. Maybe trials? No, they would post it here. They usually have it in here. So this person's looking for a bard and machinist. Bard is okay. I don't like playing machinist that much, though. But I really don't even like playing bard that much. Okay, this group is looking for a ninja monk. Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 7 through 10. And that's another thing. I can't do these times anymore. Well, with the job that I'm working right now. Maybe in 3 months after. Maybe. It just depends on what shift I end up going to. Basically, let me just put it this way. I used to be a table game dealer at the Hard Rock, and I had lost position. I had lost my job, and it took me, in the first year you can't reapply. They actually let me be rehireable because of the situation. Usually they don't let anybody be rehireable for what happened. And but they did for me because it was just bad luck. But they have to go through procedures, so it had to happen basically, which sucks because it was like it was a huge ball of bad luck, and it happened all at once. So it's whatever, man. You just gotta get over it and move on and fight through it. So first year you can't apply. But then after that, then you can apply. It took me another almost a year again, from the year wait, and another year to finally get back in the casino. But don't hire table game dealers from outside. They always do it in-house. So basically, I had to wait 6 months because that's their procedure of transferring from one department to another one. If it was like the same, like if, because I'm in food and beverage right now, if I went to another food and beverage, it'll only take 90 days. But since it's a different department, it takes 6 months. So, 180 days. Which is fine. But my job kind of sucks right now, you know. It really does. But I'm gonna make the best of it. I'm gonna work hard at it because I want to look good. So when I transfer back to table games, they, you know, they're gonna recommend me, which they are anyway. Plus, I already dealt for the casino for over 8 years, and I was there when they first introduced it to the Hard Rock. I was there day one when they did it. And in fact, when I first did it, when they were introducing it, I was working Fresh Harvest for like 8 months. I helped even open that restaurant too. And they were like, hey, we're gonna have table games. Everybody wants to take a test. I do it. So 800 people must have took that test. 300 people got to go to school. Out of the 300 people that went to school, I mean, you had to still, you know, do your job full. I was working full time, and at the time I was living like an hour and a half away. So full-time job, full-time schooling. Basically, I never had a day off because the days that I had off school, I had to work still. The days that I had to work. So, I mean, it didn't work out. Basically, the days I had off of school, I still had to work. The days I had off of work, I still had to school. Never really a day off. And I was driving like tons and tons of miles every day. But I even would go early because I wanted to, you know, get more practice in and everything like that. And I worked my ass off to do it because I really wanted to do it. And basically, out of the 300 people that went to school, 60 of them became dealers. So out of 800 people, 60 people became dealers. Or was it 30? 30 or 60? I think it's 60 though. So that's what happened with that. And then the rest of the people that they hired were like floors and pit bosses and all that stuff, and other dealers as well, full time. They got them from all around the world and different casinos because everybody wanted to come in. Because in the beginning, the money is going to be huge. Of course, they did a soft open, which means, you know, they don't advertise it, and that way people can get kind of used to how things were adjusted. And then they started announcing it, and that's when the money just like was crazy. I'm not gonna go on the details on how much money it was, but I could just say this at least. Okay, the money I make now, the money I make in about a week here, I could probably make one day as a dealer, table game dealer. Yeah, so you see why I want to get back into it. Just a lot of good money, and it was easy work. It's not like you had to do a lot. So right now I'm in the middle point. I'm almost at 3 months, and I'm almost there. And when I go back, which I almost guarantee I will, just in case, I will have to, you know, look good. So that's why I work. I even told my GM too, because he asked me. He's like, "What do you plan to do in the next few months?" I told him. He was like, "And you used to work here, right? You table game dealer?" Is like, "Yeah, I plan to do that. You know, I plan to go back to table games." I said, "That's fine." And I said, "But don't worry. While I'm here, I will, you know, do my best." He appreciated that. You know, he respects that. So that's what's gonna happen. He knows why I'm there, but I'm not gonna screw them over. I'm gonna work my ass off. I'm gonna do the job right, so I look good. So when I go back, they're gonna say, "Hey, yeah, you know, he's good." Yeah. It's not like I'm a bad worker. That's never the case. I've only have recommendations from a million places, but it was just a bad circumstance of what happened before, and they had to do what they had to do. So it is what it is, and I would say it made me appreciate the job even more, because there was a point where even table game dealing, I thought about doing something else, but then even after I had lost it, I was like, you know what? I do. I think that's what I was meant to. I mean, I had never had any other job that I worked for 8 years. Never, none. Maybe a couple years here and there. 8 years doing the same thing. Yeah, it's what I like to do. And I miss it so much. It's fun. It was easy. You get to meet a lot of people. You make good money, and it's almost like a family when you're other table game dealers and stuff like that. Because we used to have parties and get together and have food, drinks, and just like watch sports and just bullshit, whatever. And I miss that. It was like I considered them like a second family home. But I still talk to a lot of them still, and in fact, I ran into a lot of them still at the casino, and they were all excited to see me and stuff and kisses and all that good stuff, and it was nice to see them as well. I mean, even other people from different departments that I made friends with there, you know. It was good to see them, and they were happy to see me. And in fact, the head of table games right now, I've known her since day one too, and she's actually moved up from. She started as a floor, then she became pit boss, and pencil, and then she's like the head of like table games now. And I saw her a couple weeks ago. She was really excited to see. Hugging a kid. She's like, Canada, I'll see you back. All right. Actually went to go to try to talk to her today because I want to discuss the whole situation of if there's any other games I need to learn back, or if it's a requirement, because I really don't want tiles. I mean, I'll do tiles. I learned it a little bit, but I have to refresh myself. I don't want to deal. If I have to, I'll do it. I don't care. Whatever it takes to get back to table games, I will do it for sure. So. But she wasn't there. She's actually still in Canada right now. But they told me that another guy, I guess, I don't remember, Alex. Yeah, I don't remember who that is. He was probably from a different shift. So I don't know. I don't know everybody from the different shifts. I know everybody from my shift, people that I started with, beginning. But he said that he would be there on Monday, so I'm off on Mondays. So I'm just gonna go there on my day off and go talk to him. But needs to be done to maybe even speed up the process or whatever requirements I need to go back. I was actually even called from another casino, Twin Rivers in Maine, the other day. They had called me and they wanted to discuss all the games that I can, table games I can deal. And I told them maybe a shorter list of games that I don't deal, because I deal a lot of games. I can't even list them all. There's so many. Doing blackjack, baccarat, Macau, card poker, let it ride, Spanish 21, war. Mississippi stud, draw. What's it called? 3-draw poker? It's called? Oh, I think it's called double draw. Yeah, double draw poker. Double exposure blackjack. Blackjack switch. Let's see. Texas Hold'em bonus. And I even know how to deal like regular Texas Hold'em poker room. Even 7-card stud. I know how to deal Omaha. Omaha high-low, I don't that much. I know a little bit. It's been a while. I'd have to. It's only the low part I need to remember. Anyway, yeah, there's a ton of games that I know. There's probably some that I'm missing here. Oh yeah, Pai Gow poker, Asian poker. Let's see, what's another one over there? Those are the most of one. Oh yeah, those are the only ones up there. They used to have other games too, but they got rid of them. Blackjack 21. No, it was called Baccarat 21. That game didn't last. It was so bad. It lasted like a few months and they got rid of it. Nobody ever played it. I think I saw one. I was on the game one time, and even being in the same room as that game, they'd either always close it or there'd be like one person that plays like a couple hands and leaves. Yeah, that game made no money. Got rid of it. Let's see. There's probably some other games that I'm missing here. But yeah, pretty much it. So I have an offer over there, but I don't want to move. If I wasn't in the casino now, the Hard Rock, it'd be probably a more tempting option to go to Vegas or even the that was offered to me. I came back to the Hard Rock, but I don't think it's likely now. Now that I have a really good chance of, staying here in Florida and being with my family and friends, instead of moving away. Though it was even tempting too, because I always thought, well, maybe it could be a new start, somewhere else. Because granted, yes, I do have a lot of family and friends here, but it would just be a change of atmosphere, change of something different, I think it's time for a change. But I think what might happen is I might end up moving. I've been in this house like here for over 10 years. The house is like worth double than when I first bought it. I could actually sell it and make more than I even paid for it. So, it's just awesome. But I was even talking to somebody at work today, and they're actually into real estate, and there's going to be a lot of houses being built and whatnot, and she anticipates that within the next 5 years, there's going to even double again, which is nuts to think about. Like, if it doubles again from what it was, that would be awesome. Granted, I don't know what I would do. Sell it or rent it out. That's a tough choice. Because, granted, I could sell it, make the money, keep the equity, put it into another house, and just use it there, or just have a steady extra income every month. But I have to, if anything ever happens to the house, I'm gonna have to pay somebody to repair or whatever it is. So it's that's something I'll have to figure out. But I think what's gonna happen is, first things first, I need to go and get back into table games. When that happens, then I guess I'll contemplate whether I'm gonna move or not. But I'm not gonna move. I think to Vegas or it just seems really unlikely that I will. Because there is a possibility of me to go to Vegas too. Because my uncle used to be, he still has friends over there, and he used to be a table game dealer, a boss, all that stuff. Over there, and he still has a lot of friends, and they can get me a job in Vegas. Or at least that's what he says. So it could be an option, but I think another bad thing though. I think if I went to Vegas though, it might be pretty bad. That they say that it is a sin city, and I would probably be sinning a lot in Vegas. Um, so maybe it's better I don't go over there. I don't know. But what I do know for sure, what's gonna happen to the stream. I already mentioned it. We'll go on a Monster Hunter World, baby, and a little bit of DBZ. All right. So I hope that you guys will anybody that follows me or even comes to the stream later on, I hope that you like what I have to offer. I'm gonna be doing Monster Hunter. I don't think I think I need to get a webcam for the PS4 though. That's the only thing I don't have for it. I'll work on getting that. Like I said, money's kind of tight right now because of my shitty ass job. But you know, I'll work on it and see if I can get a cam for the PS4. And yeah, I'll be streaming Monster Hunter. I'll probably, you know, do a lot of solo stuff, and then eventually, you know, I think about starting a guild. Plus, there's some people from work that are going to be playing it and playing it together. You know, bullshitting. If you want, feel free. Just send me a message on Twitch or send me a message on the stream. On whatever, man. I don't mind. I like helping people, especially in that when everybody's going to be help right with everything. You know, killing monsters and stuff. Everybody's getting new materials from everything. There's multiple weapons I want to be using. And yeah, I'm gonna need a lot of materials. Among, you know, crafting the gear stuff, not. Whatnot. Excuse me. Oh, I need some coffee. Oh. Man. Oh, that's another thing. Normally I'm not even here around this time. And that's the other thing too. That's the other thing, man. The stream will be a lot later. Because of I'm usually not out this early. But I wanted to do a stream today because I had got out early today, and I wanted to tell everybody what's going on with me and on with my life and what's happening to the stream. And yeah, that's basically it. Sorry, I keep looking down there and just making sure that nothing's like cutting off on the OBS because I didn't update it. Just making sure it doesn't like pop for some random purpose or whatever. The sound seems like it's good. I had to tweak some things on it when I came back to it. I haven't been on it in a while, but it's working now. Hopefully it's still recording me. I mean, I see the bar going up talking, so I'm guessing it's working. But yeah, Monster Hunter, man, is so good. You guys need to be playing this game. Seriously, if you have not seen or played this game, you need to go see it and go play it. It is going to be awesome. One other thing I want to mention before I this one, somebody actually, I had talked. How do I start this? I guess. Okay, so I talked to an old buddy of mine that I went to high school with that I haven't talked to in probably like over 10 years. Yeah, around there. And yeah, we were talking, man. We talked for a good hour, and we're just talking about, you know, what happened. I've last talked to him and everything like that. And then we got into gaming and everything like that. And you know, he's played WoW. He didn't really play 14, but he was saying like one thing. It was funny that he said was, he said MMOs aren't like they used to be. And I was like, it's funny you said that, because in my mind, I thought the same exact thing, not even like a day or two ago. And I'm like, man, MMOs are really not the same. But you think about it, right? Look at right now, in Final Fantasy XIV. You have your raid tiers. You got your extra content. You have your extra content meaning like primal, whatnot, and 24-man raids, stuff like that, right? And then you have your raid tiers, your fights. You know what's gonna happen in 4.2, right? You're gonna get a primal. You're gonna get 4 fights. You're gonna get gear again. and you're gonna look for a new best in slot. That's what's gonna happen. Progress through the fights, learn them, beat them. Eventually, you know, that's the thrilling part about it. I will say that you know, practicing, uh, getting, well, you're always gonna be good, but getting better at the fight, I should say, and learning it and getting proficient at it and incorporating not your style, but incorporating um, the best of your ability to maximize proficiency, right? And yeah, and then it's, you know, you get that good feeling, you know, after you completed the fight for the first time, exciting, and then it, like seconds. That sucks. And then 4.2 is gonna be finished. Everybody kills all tiers eventually, and then 4.3 comes. It's gonna be another tier, a new best in slot, new round of fight, and same thing over and over again. Gear just outclasses older gear all the time. That's why I told him, my buddy, I was like, that's one thing I did like about 11, Final Fantasy 11. Um, Granted, it was a really tough game, and not a lot of people really liked it. That's fine. That has nothing to do with what I'm saying. What I'm about to say is the way that they gear in 11, right? Granted, you probably had to carry a lot of freaking gear, but in 11 you could actually swap gear by macroing it, making a macro, and then having the ability in the macro, or you know, a swap and then macro, or put it in the macro to wait 1 second, then you do your spell or whatever it was. Okay, so you'd have like a best in slot for this ability, a best in slot for maybe a weapon skill, best in slot for a spell. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. You had different, all these pieces of gear. Now, in that game, it wasn't always the end game gear that you wanted. All right, and I'll give you the same example I gave to him. In 11, you have artifact gear, which is gear you get for completing your job quest, basically. And one of them was like a headpiece, I think, for a monk or whatever. And they had an ability called Focus, which would grant you, let's just say it was like 10 accuracy, right? And it lasted like 10 seconds or something. Well, if you had the artifact headpiece and you had it equipped and you use Focus, on the piece of armor it says Enhance Focus. What it does is actually give you, like, let's say, I think it was like +5 more accuracy on top of that, so you'd have 15 accuracy, and it would double the time that you actually had on it. But the piece of gear was only like low level piece of gear, you know, it's not like something you'd be wearing 24/7, but you would swap it in for when you use that ability. That makes that makes gear never go out, like like it never becomes outclassed, okay? Unless there's another piece of gear that has higher stats and stuff that does the same thing, okay? Then that's different. But if there's no other piece of gear that does what that does, it never goes away, basically. It's not how 14, even WoW does it. You have your best in slot, alright? 345 highest level gear, and then the right certain pieces, not all that much, but 340 right now, you know, 340 everywhere, okay, and 345 weapon. Alright, best in slot. This is what's best right now. When 4.2 hits, there's gonna be a new best in slot. And guess what happens to this set? It's freaking gone. Nobody's gonna use it. Nobody. Unless you're doing an alt job or something. Who cares? By then. Basically, the gear is gonna be outclassed, and it's just like, see you later. Okay? It's kind of shit. And that's why I think MMOs are kind of in a state of just repetition. The repetition of here's 4 fights, complete them, get your gear, and we'll see you next patch. That's basically what's happening. It doesn't have any more than that. At least with 11, granted some of the gear was really hard to get, not all of it was really easy, but you had to work for it, and then you would have that piece for your set of whatever, for an ability or weapon skill or TP gear. I know that none of that makes sense if you never played 11, but if you have, you know what I'm talking about. Alright? You had pieces of gear that you would work towards to help your character's job, whatever. And not only did one piece it's not just for one job. You had pieces that would be for multiple jobs. Like mage gear. Most mage gear would work white mage, black mage, red mage, you know, all these different jobs, you know. It wasn't just like tied to just one freaking job. Like this gear only for ninja. Okay? There's multiple pieces of gear in 11 that were for multiple jobs. Headpiece. Let's see. You had different multiple pieces. Let's say it would be for like monk, ninja, samurai. Usually. This is usually the Far East jobs. And they could all wear that piece, right? Or even some pieces even had Puppet Master on there too. If it was more monk kind of related a little bit. Because of how Puppet Master is. But anyway, you see what I'm saying? Even sometimes they would even have like there was another piece of gear. Oh my god, it was so good. It was from I'm gonna look now. It's good. Mega gear. I'm gonna find this right now. Mom gear. Okay. So in 11 they had a mega fight. Hammam set was amazing. Let me pull up the legs because it was probably like wanted piece. Well, I would say the hands, legs, and feet were the most wanted. The head was okay. The body was situational, but it was really rare. But it wasn't even all that great. Okay, so yeah, the Hammam piece was for Thief, Paladin, Dark Knight, Dragoon, and Blue Mage. Like, think about all those jobs. It wasn't just for tanks. It wasn't just for DPS. It was for both. And not only did, like, in 11, you could do so many different things with certain jobs. Okay? Granted, Paladin, you're always going to be a tank, sorry. Thief, yes, you're going to be DPS, and that's it. Dark Knight, yeah, DPS mainly. You're never going to tank or anything. You're just going to be wrecking shit. Dragoon could actually do some solo stuff. But they weren't really all that great for endgame and stuff. Blue Mage, on the other hand, they could actually do... So, yeah. Blue Mage could do, like, they could be a tank, they could DPS, heal. I think they could support, they could even support too. Spells they have. But yeah, that piece of gear, awesome. It gives you like, okay, so 35 defense, HP and MP, accuracy, enhances your fast cast effect, and gives you haste. So fast cast, basically when you cast spells, just lets you cast a little faster. And haste, it's used for multiple things in 11. Haste is actually used for, you know, attacking faster, and also for your recast timers. So when you cast a spell, not an ability, a spell, having the max amount of haste is always good, because then it lowers the recast time on it. Right? Oh, even enhanced fast cast did it too. Yeah, it helped it by 2.5%. So there you go. I even there too. So yeah, so that was probably the best piece in the whole set. Granted, the whole set is pretty, especially the feet. But see, they had multiple pieces for multiple jobs, and they were really good pieces, right? And that piece will be used for like ever. And then eventually 11 even did it where certain pieces you can actually even upgrade them into higher level pieces too. So that was another thing. And I hope maybe one day, and they did say something about artifact gear for 14, but you know how it's gonna be. Look at the artifact weapon, okay? It's just gonna be gear that's gonna be just under what the tier of whatever is happening. Like if it was right now, it would be like 330 gear, 335 gear. Alright, it's not gonna be the top best. But it might be interesting because they might put certain attributes better on there. But that's the thing. 14 doesn't have any interesting fucking... Oh, excuse me. It doesn't have anything interesting as in substats. These substats are so bland. Like, determination. You know what it does. It says it right there. Okay? Crit. You know what it does. Like, they're so stale. And there's nothing else. There's nothing like, hey, if you have this piece of gear, it enhances your whatever ability. It enhances your dream within a dream. Or this piece of gear enhances your mug to be on a shorter cooldown. Or this ability lets you, I don't know, have a shorter cooldown on your weapon skills, okay? Just other things on the piece of gear, they don't have that in the game, and that makes it kind of dull. Like, it makes gearing so stupid and boring. Have same, like, if you looked at me, I think this is the best slot for Ninja. I'm not 100% sure. I'll go through it really slow. Granted, everything is kind of like, what is it called? Clamored. So it might not look like the piece, you just have to read it, okay? I'll go through it kind of slow, alright? I'm pretty sure this is the best in slot for Ninja. I haven't looked at it in a while. Yeah. Okay? This is what it is. And if you're looking for best in slot, let's say that it is, okay? I'm not gonna say it's 100% it is. This isn't the best in slot. Every freaking ninja gotta have this set. This gear. Right? There's nothing special about it. There's nothing. And it's kind of annoying. And that's where I think that MMO have like they kind of like lost a little, you know? Don't get me wrong, 14 is an amazing game. If it wasn't an amazing game, I wouldn't have played it for 5 years, okay? Granted, I did play with a lot of other people that were really good, and that's no longer the case. You know, there's only a few people that I have now that I talk to. Since the thing with the group, I don't talk to them anymore. They don't contact me, I don't contact them. But that's whatever, okay? I gotta get in. And it's just the game kind of stagnant. I might be saying this just because the 4.2 isn't out, but I guarantee you I'm going to be feeling the same way after 4.2 raid is done. I'm going to be thinking those same thoughts. This game, it's just going to be doing, it's right, rinse and repeat, okay? It's rinse and repeat constantly. There's nothing new. They said the new content, whatever is, I forget the name of it. It's gonna have your artifact stuff or whatever. It's gonna be the new amazing, interesting thing that they have for 14 that's never been done. I highly doubt it. But whatever. Granted, let's say it is this amazing freaking thing. That doesn't change the fact that the gear system is still gonna be the same. You're gonna do the raid tier to get your best in slot, and that's it. The other stuff is just situational if you wanted to do something else on this. That's it. And for many years to come, that's going to be the case. Until they add something interesting to gear, it will never be different. It would always be the same. Rinse and repeat. Here's your new best in slot. Wait for the next patch. Here's your new raid tier. Here's your new best in slot. That's what it is. It's kind of sucky. And that's why I'm looking forward to Monster Hunter. It's not that way. There is kind of like best in slot, but it's situational to you. Okay? It's not saying, hey, you should wear this and this and this and this, okay, to do what I think you should do. You could play any way you want in that game, and you could do things, okay? You don't have to be like, okay, I want all attack gear, you know? But you might want all evasion gear for this weapon. Or you might want to try the attack on that weapon. Like you wanted to try the evasion gear on your lance so that when you dodge you can have a higher window of vulnerability. Or you just want to put the attack on it and said, screw that, I'm just going to counter his fucking face and just stab him over and not deal with the evasion. Or you might want to try critting him. Or you might want to try resistance or defense, or you know, you have so many options that you're gonna have in Monster Hunter. You don't have to play a certain way, and they have multiple weapons. There's no job title. You just play the weapon that better suits you, and you don't even have to just play one weapon. You could play them all if you wanted to. It doesn't matter. And all the weapons are balanced, except for maybe Charge Blade. I think it's a little. And that's because of the way that weapon works. It does good damage, it can block, it can even do in the middle of attacks if you do the attacks right, time it right, you can do perfect blocks, all of it. But yeah, so yeah, and then it has files to do different things. I'm not gonna get all into that, okay? This is way too much. Okay. Oh, sorry. But you see, I'm getting excited for Monster Hunter. It's coming in 2 hours, baby! Can't wait. So good. There's gonna be so much to do, and they changed so many things for like the better too. And yeah, I'm just. That was weird. Game, it got like, it was like really dark, and whatever. Anyway. So, yeah, I'm just really excited for Monster Hunter, man. I just can't wait to play it. I'm going to stream a little bit of it tonight. I can't play a crap load tonight. I wish I could, but I have to be at work tomorrow. So I'll try to do quite a few hours and have it hopefully be on here. In fact, let me see if the last one that actually on channel, I mean. You know, get. So, yes, it doesn't. Because I had did it through my PS4, but I guess it doesn't show it. It's weird because I have it linked up out under the same name. video is. Okay. Oh yeah. I'll figure that out though. If you want to catch me, it should be it's the same name as here. I don't know why it's not posting up here, but yeah, it switched over to Monster Hunter, and we'll be destroying in that game. Awesome. So, with that all said, thank you guys. I know this was long. If you like listening to people talk, and you went through all this, thank you. And I'll see you guys actually pretty soon. If not, well, it was nice knowing you, and I hope you all the best. With that all said, thank you. Take care. I'll see ya.